Stewart going for his 7th win in a row. He has won every round this year except for the season opener in Anaheim. He was leading there when he got into a crash with Chad Reed. They were running 1 and 2 going into the whoop section. They got together. They both went down. Stewart was knocked out of the race. Reed continued to finish 3rd. If he's able to hold on here tonight and take the win, it would break the tie, top the points, and solidly give it to Stewart.
Stewart just so connected with his machine at this point. I talked about it last week, but he rides qualifying practice, he rides his heat. Now once again, he's riding the main on his terms, 100% of the day on his terms. What Chad Reed and the other riders have to do is try to stand in Stewart's way by taking him out of that. When Stewart starts first in the main event, first in his heats, it just allows him to get away. So,
but look at the pressure Reed's putting on Villapoto.
Well, and this is a great ride for Villapoto, who just,
oh boy, big mistake there, Jeff. That could have cost him. Here comes Reed. He's got him. Jumps past him to take 2nd place. And a rider down in front of him, the other end of the sand section. Here comes Villapoto back. Oh, that slower rider gets in the way of Reed. And it costs Reed the spot.
Chad Reed works so hard to get past Villapoto, takes advantage of the mistake, and then a lapped rider gets in the way.
Was that Matt Bonney?
We'll take another look here as they come through the sand section. That's the Hart and Huntington. That's Adams.
Yep, and he 59.
Yeah, and Adams tried to go to the right, which that was the right thing for him to do, but Chad Reed guessed right.
Here he comes again. Reed back. Got the spot away. Boy, how quick he can turn.
Chad Reed, he's on fire right now. He knows that he has to keep this championship close. He has to give it 110% every lap through. Now let's see if Chad Reed can make a dent in this points, or in this lead, which is 13.8 seconds that James Stewart has. 8 laps to go.
Yamaha trying to go undefeated in this season. 8 races, 8 wins. Going back a little deeper, this is a fight between Hepler and Short over 4th. Brock Hepler in blue on the number 60 has the spot right now.
Well, Hepler really has put in a great ride. He's been very solid right now, running 4th. Another Yamaha rider there, 33, Josh Grant, riding for Gibbs Racing. They had a busload of people from the race shop down here supporting this team.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them that made the trip down from Charlotte to come enjoy the Supercross competition and cheer on their teammates here tonight.
Whoa,
Grant! Big problem.
What a shot from the overhead camera. Managed to keep it on 2 wheels there in the sand section. And that's what's so tricky about that. You have the sand and then the dragon's back and then more sand. So it's unstable. There's not traction. That's what makes it so tough for these riders to maneuver the bikes through.
Grant trying to get himself back in the top 5. Remember, he's been in the top 5 each and every round except for San Diego. Right now he's fighting over 6th with Millsaps.
And look who's just behind Grant. Ivan Tedesco putting on another strong ride. Not quite the starts that he was throwing down earlier in this. Oh, here's Grant.
He's going to get 6th away from Millsaps in the corner. Now he's got to go chase down Andrew Short. But look at Tedesco. He's going to get a position away from Millsaps too.
Ivan Tedesco, just an excellent piece of work there as he took advantage of Millsaps being pushed to the outside and just really followed right in behind Grant and took that inside line away from Millsaps.
Millsaps was late getting to the line, Jeff. Looked maybe a little out of his game. Struggled to get there. Then got a great start. Now he's kind of dripping back a little bit. Here's Short and Hepler. This is a fight for 4th.
Short to the inside.
That'll give him the position. He's going to take it in front of the mechanics area. So now Hepler drops back to 5th, and that's right where Grant wants to be to get back on track in those top 5 finishes.
Yeah, and this is a great ride for Hepler. He might have just got past, gave up 4th, but you got to remember where he's starting from this season. Coming off a couple of really bad injuries, a crash last week. A top 5 in the main event tonight for Hepler is going to be like a win. So he has to control his heart rate, keep his cool, not make any mistakes.
Aaron's been a tremendous ride by Brock Hepler tonight.
Definitely a hard charge by Brock Hepler. He did have his x-rays and there was nothing broken and he wasn't able to ride at all this week. But the one thing that he did say to me is he is hoping and praying that this track that is known for getting so rutted won't get too rutted because it will affect his wrist. He said it still is pretty sore and it makes it very difficult to hold on, especially for 20 solid laps.
But Jeffy looks very solid through those whoops. I mean, he really is able to keep his body position nice, straight. I mean, that's a sign that everything is working for him physically, I would think.
Yeah, he's putting in a fine ride here tonight, but like you said, the wrist is weak. He has to minimize the mistakes. No coming up short on the jumps, no casing stuff. See right there, came up a little short. That's when the pain starts to come through the wrist.
Well, now Grant is starting to reel him in. That's going to be that battle for 5th to see if Grant can get back on a streak of being in the top 5. Well, there he is, James Stewart, our race leader. If he can hold on to take this win for Yamaha, it would break a tie between Yamaha and Honda with the most wins here in Atlanta at 10.
Watch the gate drop, Ralph. Look how late Chad Reed is compared to James Stewart. Oh, split second, but it was a half a bike length off of the gate. You see Hill on the inside. He jumped the gate, got caught in it. And look right there, Stewart out front by himself, Chad Reed buried on the inside, mid-pack across the line. I mean,
that's the story.
He gave it up. That's it. I think Chad Reed's strong enough. I think he's fast enough, but he has to get out front.
There's Matt Bonney on the 54. Stewart alongside of him. Oh, Tedesco and Grant go down in the sand section.
Uh-oh, the sand bit 2 riders that were inside of the top 10. Here we go.
This was for 5th with Hepler. Oh, Tedesco just landed on it.
That was bad judgment. Hepler was in line. Grant decided not to jump the Dragon's back. Tedesco still went for it and was just directly in the line of Grant and landed right on the back of him. From this point, you would think that Ivan would have seen that he was right there in that line, but obviously he thought differently, and both riders outside of the top 10.
Jeff, as we said before the start of the main, when James Stewart doesn't crash, he wins 100% of his main events to date. He's going for his 7th in a row, going for his 2nd championship. Can you think of an athlete in any other sport who's racking up the numbers like this man?
Yeah, it's pretty tough, especially in an individual sport like this. Stewart has just excelled, and
Tiger Woods doesn't win every golf tournament.
No, definitely not. And that would be who you would go to,
because it's an individual type sport.
So right now, James Stewart showing that he definitely has the skill. He's done the work. He's made a switch to Yamaha. It has been the right switch for him. The team obviously giving him a great machine, and everything's clicking. Bottom line.
Final lap. James said, I'm used to a lot of people saying things about me, and that's okay. He said, but what really made me mad this year was when people after Anaheim said my team isn't any good. The San Manuel team, he said, that really made him mad. And he's on a mission to prove to everybody that this San Manuel Yamaha crew is one of the best in the business under the leadership of Larry Brooks. There's no question about it. They dialed this bike in for James. It wasn't perfect at the beginning of the year. It's pretty darn good right now. And James Stewart is without question the best in the business. His 32nd AMA career Supercross victory. James Stewart takes sole possession of the points lead with another win. His 7th in a row as he takes the checkers here at Atlanta. Chad Reed, for the 7th race in a row, finishes 2nd.
That was a hard-fought 2nd. And that's going to keep the championship close. It's not what he wanted, but that was still a pretty good ride.
Villapoto and Short across the line in 3rd and 4th. Hepler with a tremendous ride for 5th. Here comes Tim Ferry. Kevin Windham and Ivan Tedesco across in 6th and 7th. And James Stewart's former teammate, back in his Kawasaki days, Tim Ferry, crosses the line in 8th in front of Josh Hill, who takes 9th.